Hello. I am going to make something for dinner out of the fridge, pretty much. Didn't have to buy much. But first of all, let me explain the thing on my lip. All right. So I've just had a little biopsy just in case there's anything going on there. So that's the very pretty Band-Aid. I really can take it off, but I'm not quite sure what I'm going to find underneath. So I thought it'd probably look better like this. Anyway, here we go. So what I'm going to make is the Caribbean curry. And we'll start off and we're going to actually skip making the Caribbean curry. It's not a paste, it's a powder. And I will show you that in a minute because I've already made that. I had some in my fridge. So in my pantry. So really what I'm doing, it sort of came back because I want to eat a little bit more vegetarian. And I thought, let me see what's in the fridge. Let me see what vegetarian things I like. And in the fridge, I had a capsicum. I had some pumpkin. And I had, which are required. So I did have to buy beans and I did have to buy a couple of tomatoes. But virtually everything else I had. In the recipe, it also uses kidney beans, but I had some black beans. So these black beans here, they don't go in till much later on. I slow cooked them in the Thermomix. So much, much cheaper to do that yourself than to get a tin. Or also, yeah, it's a bit of plastic, the soft plastic I know I can now recycle at Monash Recycling Centre. And and you get far more value for money. You basically, it's half the price than buying in a tin, and I don't have to recycle a tin. So let's go to the Caribbean curry. I've got all my ingredients here sitting in front of the screen. So let me just move that around a bit and get a little bit closer. Oops. Make sure we've got good volume too. Hold on. Let's turn it up a bit. I never know whether it makes a big difference or not. Anyway, here we go. Start cooking. Now, I did say that I have already made the curry powder. I had some, didn't have quite enough, so I've actually done a mixture of what I already had rather than making any more. But this is how you can skip down a recipe, all right? So I'm going to the three dots. I'm going to recipe detail. I'm hitting the arrow. And the first two stages here are making the Caribbean spice mix. Stage 3, here we go. Place a thermal serving bowl or another large bowl on the mixing bowl lid and weigh in 100 grams of fresh baby spinach. There we go. Lucky spinach melts. I mean, it sort of wilts, isn't it? Because that's just pretty much taken up my whole thermo server. If you don't have a thermo server, think about hosting a demo. They are unbelievable because I'm making this now. It is 5:30. That will sit there for 2 hours once I've made it. And I've got to make the dish first, but it will sit there and stay hot for up to 2 hours. All right, set that aside, done that. All right, 200 grams of brown onion, cut it into quarters. Okay, 2 garlic cloves. I did 3 because one of them was very small. My ginger. And red chili, and then coconut oil. So I've got a bit of coconut oil in here. It's the end of the jar, so I'm just going to chuck that in. See, here we go. A bit more. I sort of want to wring it, but it's not going to work. And I've got a bit more coconut oil here, so I will add from here, new jar. Okay. Then MC measuring cup is going into the mixing bowl lid because we're going to chop. 5 seconds, speed 7. All right, scrape down the sides. Wow. I'll just scrape the stuff off the lid. I'll show you what it looks like. There we go. Look at that. Oh. Of course, it's got the coconut oil. So the coconut oil is on the sides. But, you know, when you're cooking in the Thermomix, the sides of the bowl heat up too. So there we go. Now I'm going to put the simmering basket on instead of measuring cup. So taking the measuring cup out, look for the spout, put your finger underneath, it's super easy. And that's going to cook for 3 minutes, okay, on Varoma temperature. So everything over 95 degrees, 95 degrees or above, you have the simmering basket on instead of the measuring cup, okay? But if you're blending or you're chopping, absolutely the measuring cup's in. Otherwise, can you imagine what soup would be like? It'd be everywhere. So what I'm going to do in the meantime, though, is just show you the curry paste. So, yeah. So this was in my week, Caribbean curry. Okay, so 6 portions, 40 minutes, 25 prep time. It hasn't taken me that long. So there's the Caribbean spice mix, all right? We've got coriander seeds, we've got cumin seeds, black mustard seeds, black peppercorns, cayenne pepper, and turmeric. Now, literally, you're going to dry roast all of those for 5 minutes on reverse Varoma temperature. And then after that, going to add the peppercorns, cayenne pepper, and the turmeric, and mill for 20 seconds on speed 10. It makes, let's just see if it actually tells us how much it makes, because we only need 20 grams for this recipe. It says in a sealable container in the pantry for up to 3 months. Let me tell you, I have had mine in the pantry way longer than 3 months, and I'm sure it's absolutely fine. Okay, turmeric. Let's get out of there a second. So turmeric. Turmeric on the inside of the lid of your bowl, inside of the lid, will make it go green, okay? It doesn't change the way the lid works or anything like that. If you don't like the look of it, well, there's a couple of things you can do. First of all, to stop that from ever happening, you can actually spray or oil the inside of the lid so that the turmeric doesn't stick, so you don't get the green lid. And secondly, you can put your lid outside in the sunshine. It's got to be a nice sunny day. We've had a stunning afternoon in Melbourne today. But it must be a nice sunny day, and it will change the lid back to its original colour. So you've got 2 options. Either oil it first, or onion pubes going in my eyes, onion and garlic and everything else. Yeah, or put it out in the sun, and that will return it to its normal colour. Okay. If you've got 2 bowls, I mean, what I tend to, it will also colour the seal inside your lid, which stays in the TM6 lid, will also just colour over time. So what you can do, if you're lucky enough to have 2 bowls, you can have one as a savoury bowl, one as a sweet bowl, or even if you just, I often look at my lids before I use them and go, okay, that one's the one that's got the, it's not dirty, the most coloured seal, okay? And if I'm going to do something like this, that's the seal, that's the lid that I would use. It is the one I use most of the time. So, okie doke. All right, moving on. It says 20 grams of the Caribbean spice mix. Now I'm taking that lid off. So what I need to do is make sure that I tear going back to 0. Okay, now I have a mixture of curry powder and let me just give that a little bit of a mix in, and the Caribbean spice mix, just because I've been out this afternoon and I thought I probably had enough, but I didn't check. There we go. So I've got a mixture. Just sprinkling that in. Try not to sprinkle it on top of the blades. Just sprinkle it around so that all of it gets to the bottom. There we go. All right. Simmering basket on, and 2 minutes speed 2. There we go. All right, so let me come back to cookie dough and just show you something. All right, so in cookie dough, explore. Let's go in here. Curry powder. All right, so we've got a few different results. Now, some of them will be double ups because I've got different countries in here. But I have the curry powder, that is the powder that I actually added in. So if we have a quick switch at that one. That has peppercorns, coriander seeds, cumin seeds, turmeric, ginger, chilies, rock salt, granulated garlic, and cardamom pods. All right. Again, dry roasting first because that brings a lot of the flavours out. and then you blend for 30 seconds. So easy. So much easier than walking over the road, as long as you've got the ingredients. And when you first have a Thermomix, you may not, but as time goes on, you know, becomes the one ingredient pantry. So my very tidy, but up here you can see there. Oh, get out of there. See a bit better. So I've got all sorts of different herbs and spices up here, and some of them. That was my Caribbean curry one. Some of them are different curry powders. Some of them are in plastic tubs, but I refill those from the source. And then down here, I've got my nuts and seeds and coconut and stuff like that. So that's called the one ingredient pantry, all right? So you're not actually using, you know, things that are already processed and pulled together from the supermarket, okay? We're going to move on in just a sec. So, but just, you know, if you want to make curry powders or curry paste, garam masala, any of those things, go into Cookie Do and just type that in the explore section. All right, now, here we go, using up other stuff, take that off. So, I don't know about you, but I open a tin of coconut cream or coconut milk and I have leftovers. So what I've been doing is freezing it. This is about 180 grams of coconut cream. Now, I know this says coconut milk, but I'm going to chuck that in. And I'm going to top it up with water because coconut milk is just watered down coconut cream anyway. Oops, I've overtopped, but that's all right. I'm not going to put more water in later. So I am 20 grams over. Then 1 cinnamon quill. Then 20 grams of lime juice. I haven't weighed this, but I did squeeze 2 limes. Go. And I don't know if you've tried this or, you know, you might think, I can't be bothered with the limes. Lime juice makes all the difference in a lot of these recipes. 150 grams of water. So I'm going to do 130 grams. There you go. 1 teaspoon of stock paste. Just going to use this. So that's like a teaspoon. If you haven't made vegetable stock paste, it is a really, really good one to have in your fridge. You can use your vegetable peelings to make it. It has a lot of salt, so it says 150 grams in the recipe. I used to use about 100, lasts for ages. Okay. And the other one I make is the chicken stock. I did make the meat stock paste originally, but honestly, it doesn't matter. They're interchangeable, but the chicken stock is really nice. 300 grams of butternut pumpkin peeled and cut into pieces. Here we go. I did weigh the piece. So this was a piece of pumpkin I had in the fridge. Oh yeah, let me just on. All right. So now it's the measuring cup into mixing bowl lid. So there's my lid. There's the measuring cup. So 90 degrees. All right. So remember, 95 onwards, you need to have the simmering basket. That's 9 minutes on speed 1. So whilst that's happening, I'm not going to talk to you for 9 minutes, but I am going to talk you through the rest of the recipe so you can see. So just a reminder, we've got, wherever you see 3 dots, you can do something from there. We can see I've actually got the preview. So I've got my other ingredients cut up. I've got capsicum here ready to go. I'm going to sort out my beans. I've got to cut my tomatoes into 8s. I need time to do that. And my beans, those beans I've already shown. All right. So let's go here. So I've already got a preview there. So I can preview. And the next thing I'm going to do is add the capsicum, which you've seen already. Beans, which I haven't quite got ready. Pop the lid on. Cook for another 4 minutes. 400 gram can of kidney beans. So and I'm using the black beans. So if you have a can, 400 gram can, you're left with about 250 grams of beans. And the tomatoes cut into 8s. Simmering basket on top, 100 degrees for 2 minutes. That was on stir, okay? Next, transfer into the thermal server with the spinach, all right, and then just mix it all in. Go through with it. Season with salt and serve with 100 grams of yogurt and some coriander leaves. All right, now if I want to go back into the recipe, I just hit that little number there. The other things I can do from here, 3 dots. If it asks me for an ingredient and it doesn't bring up the scales, I can bring up the scales from there. Okay, and they will flicker around whilst it's cooking. Cross to get out of that. And the other one, which I actually showed you at the beginning, really. Recipe detail. Scroll down, see what's happening. And there we can also have a look at those tips and tricks, which it just says you can store the carrot, for 3 months. And please refer to Cookie Do for the vegetable stock paste recipe. Okay, so this is now just go continue. It's going to keep cooking for another 6.5 minutes. Then I'm going to continue the other steps. I'll quickly show you them on here. Again, my week, curry. Okay, so we have got up to this stage where, what are we doing? We're here. Coconut milk, cinnamon, lime juice, water, salt, paste, pumpkin. Cooking for 9 minutes. Adding the capsicum and beans, another 4 minutes. Add the kidney beans and the tomatoes, another 2 minutes. All right, or until the pumpkin is soft. So just stick your knife in and just check with that, and then mix it in with the spinach. So pretty easy, and I will just show you as well. Step back to those curry powder. Okay, we've got all sorts of different types. So we've got garam masala, madras, curry powder mix, and then we've got some places where it's actually used various recipes. Okay, and the other thing we can do is curry powder. We can go curry paste, and here we get the tandoori paste is absolutely delicious. So the tikka paste. We've got the Thai green curry paste, the Thai red curry paste, everyday Indian curry paste, massaman curry paste, Thai green again. There's obviously quite a few variations, and then we get some of the recipes. Now, if you love a delicious soup, that is absolutely brilliant. This recipe actually cooks the curry in the bowl, and if you have one of these bundt tins, you can do the rice in the varoma at the same time, or you do cauliflower rice, which is so simple in the Thermomix and obviously a very healthy option. So a whole lot of things. The masala bread rolls use the tandoori paste. That's why it's showing some of these tandoori chicken, and so on. Okay, so lots of different things you can make from scratch. Just make sure when you put them in your fridge, I have been known to come across mystery times. But looking forward to the Caribbean curry. Yeah, just called Caribbean curry. It's a vegetarian option. Obviously, a lot of these curries you can sub in veggies. Just think about the veggies you're putting in this. You can put them into the creamy coconut chicken curry, make it a vegetable curry. And with this, if you wanted to, you can put some chicken in. Chicken doesn't take long to cook at all in the Thermomix because of the constant stirring and the fact that the heat is at the side of the bowl as well. Okay, so we're going to be enjoying that for dinner. I hope you've got something nice planned too.